Hello. Let's begin by taking a little piece of clay off and setting that aside. And then take the palm of your hands and just kind of gently slap the clay. I guess you could put a little more oomph to it until you've got a round ball shape. Now you'll see I'm working on top of a mat there. I have a few tools next to me and I have a small cup of water nearby. Once I'm happy with the ball of clay that I have, the next step is going to be taking this ball of clay and pushing into it with my thumb. Now I want to go pretty deep into the ball of clay, but I still want to leave about an inch to half of an inch at the very bottom. Now you can see me kind of gently pulling up on the clay. First I used my thumb to widen the hole, and now I'm using my palm to pull from the base of the clay up the side of the wall to make the piece larger. So what I'm actually making is a Chawan, or a Teabowl, and with me pulling up with my palm. Now it is called a pinch. This method is called the pinch method, but I actually don't pinch very often when I'm using the pinch method. I actually take, the force is going up from the base and pulling from the base upward. So you can think of it as the pulling method instead of the pinch method here, because I'm using my palm to pull from the base up and putting very little pressure on it. In fact, anytime you see me put my hands around the side, I'm using that to stabilize the clay while I pull up. So the size I'm looking for is relatively 9 centimeters tall. And then I want it to be around 13 centimeters wide. So I am pulling up those walls first. That's the first step, is trying to get the walls tall enough. I'll worry about the width in a moment here. What you just saw me do was I flipped over the clay and rotated it slightly, lifted it and dropped it very gently, and that flattened out the top. So if you're getting a rather uneven top, you can do that. So you can see me just kind of almost like massaging the sides to kind of pull that clay up from the base. Once again, with my left hand stabilizing on the outside there, while my right hand is pulling up from the base. Now, if you have really long fingernails, you're going to have trouble with this. You could maybe use a wooden tool in place of your finger if you have long nails. It would just be best really to cut your nails if you have long nails. So we don't want our walls to be very thick, but we also want to be cautious of our walls kind of falling apart on us. So you don't want them to be very thin either. So you'll see me kind of pinch the walls right near the top, and that was to kind of narrow those walls without really flattening out the piece too much and destabilizing them. Now, clay is something that you get better at as you use it. And one thing that you get better at is having a sense of how wet or dry the clay needs to be. If you're seeing a lot of cracks happen when you're moving the clay like this, then it could be that your clay is too dry. Now, you do not want to just take a spray bottle and spray the whole thing or run some water over it. You really should only put a little tiny bit of water on one finger and use that to smooth it out. So you see me doing that right here, smoothing that edge. Now, another thing that you may notice is if your walls aren't keeping their shape, it could be because your clay is just a little too wet. And sometimes the only thing you can do in that case is just kind of sit and wait and let it dry a little bit more and then come back to it. Or something you can do is you can take a hair dryer and speed up its drying process a little bit more. Be very careful though, because if you wait too long, the clay will get to the leather hard stage and you won't be able to shape it anymore. So you can see I'm getting a pretty nice form here. And at this point, I'm pretty done with getting those nice thin walls. I have about a 1/4 inch wall all the way around. The base is a little thicker. The base is probably closer to a 1/2 inch. And now you can see that I am, since I'm happy with the shape of the wall, I'm going through or the shape of the form, I'm going through and I'm using wooden tools that are similar in shape to a finger. You even saw me pull up a popsicle stick, which will work as well. And now I'm just kind of gently scraping the sides, and this is getting rid of those little finger marks that I left all over. At this point, you got to be really careful whenever you're flipping it around because your clay is very thin. And I'm going around the edge now with a different tool, trying to use the edge of that tool, the straight edge, to give me more of a straight side. One thing you can do is if you don't have any of these tools, you may have a wooden spoon at home. You can use a wooden spoon. Sometimes metal spoons work too, but they do tend to stick a little bit more than a wooden one. Plastic spoons, same deal. Sometimes they tend to stick a little bit more. You don't really technically need any wooden tools because you can use your fingers. Now, once I'm happy with the form, then I'm going to go ahead and work on the foot for this. So you can see me scraping this up a little bit so that I get rid of any of those lines, using a little bit of slip or water on my finger to smooth it. Not too much. We don't want to end up with a mud pile. And then once I've got that extra clay, that's what I'm going to be using to make the foot of my Chawan. So the first thing I do is I roll it between my hands, and then using the motion going back and forth, fingertips to palm, I usually stand up for this. I roll out a little coil, which is basically like a clay worm or a clay snake. You can see me put the two pieces on top of each other, and then I cut through both of them, and that's what gives me that nice angle to attach the two. Here you can see me scoring, which is drawing lines in it, and then you see me put water on it. That is slip, remember. That's our way of gluing those two pieces together. When I am trying to place a foot, what I'll do is I'll put a little water on the foot and then put it on to the base. And this helps me know where to put my score marks. You have to score both the foot and the base of the project with little X's. And then put slip. You should ideally put slip on both. And you can see I corrected myself there. And then you can put the two together. I will usually put my name at the base of the pot. I want you to put your initials. You can do middle if you want. And then put your class period. If you don't do these two things, you won't be able to find yours. Somebody else might end up with your perfectly made Chawan. All right, there you have it. Thank you for watching.